Look at that. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is out. It's still about 30 odd degrees, and this thing is absolutely singing. I'm trying to force myself to use all the revs because it's so blooming fast.
It's so beautiful. How can it be? How is it possible for this road to exist, yeah? It's just so hanky-panky. Do you fancy a massive ice cream right about now? But I've got to press on and get to my next bit of war history. I know you're gagging for it after this morning's misery hour. You just wait for the next video. It's going to get pretty heavy, I think. Ooh, no engine braking because it's 4-cylinder. These people are cycling up here. I hope they know that it's really steep in a second. Maybe it's best they don't know that. Hello KTM, hello you, hello GS. I actually think this might be the road that kind of descends towards Colmar that gave me my initial phobia of downhill hairpins in 2000 and I think I was either on my Daytona 675 or my 2011 Speed Triple. But yeah, now we go downhill for ages and it's like hairpin, hairpin, hairpin. They don't love it quite so much. It's also fun because the cyclists can go as fast as you. So they're going to go around, I bet they go around here faster than I will. Maybe not quite, but the speed differential is minute around there. And then they'll speed up here. I should give them some room. I don't want to kill a cyclist. It's the part of the world where they pave their hairpins with f***ing cobbles. Last time I came here I was with my friend on his S1000R in 2016. I was on my Multistrada. And we did a little bit of filming around these bends. It was delightful. Right, camper van, are you going to stay on your side of the road? I'll stay on my side of the road if you stay on yours. Right, I've got no idea what road I'm on. It's the end of the Route de Crête, I think, the south end. After Les Grandes Ballons, which is French for the big breast implants. And it's been lovely, very flowy, and I started rolling just as I got to my next destination, Hartmannswillerkopf, which is another big war cemetery, but this one has also got a bunker museum type shenanigans. I think it's probably shut now, to be honest. Let's go and see if I can see it, or if they'll say no, nous sommes not open. Right, as you can probably see, I'm at another cemetery. This is the French monument at Hartmannswillerkopf, which again is on the border with Germany, which is kind of over there. The Black Forest is off in the distance now. As well as being a cemetery, there's also a crypt here. But on that hill behind me is a big cross as well that's part of this memorial. You can walk all the way down this hill up to that cross, and in the middle there's lots of preserved World War I trenches. And the reason they're so well preserved is because, again, the Germans were here, and they were here for basically the whole war. The French and the German lines here didn't really move as they took the fighting to the Western Front, so it was just very static here, lots of artillery bombardments. But in 1915 lots of people died here, and those trenches down there were just very settled in, which is why they're so well preserved. I'm going to head down there, do a bit of sweating and show you some of them, hopefully, unless it's miles, in which case I won't bother. I'll just go and eat a slice of cake. I'm a good travel guide. So I've come down the hill into the forest now, and it's already starting to show signs of old trench systems here in the woods. And this is essentially, the Hartmannswillerkopf is a mountain, and the French nicknamed it the man-eater because so many people died here. It's yeah, it's very spooky at the moment. It's eerily quiet, apart from the pitter-patter of tiny tourists like me. I don't know if you can see, but the forest floor is just littered with scraps of old, I guess, dugouts, shelters, things like that. It's kind of gone back to nature, but you can still tell something happened here. It's a bit spooky, to be honest. Every so often in the woods there are these big dips in the ground. It's probably where a tree fell down, but there are so many of them you could well imagine there were shell craters, but I think they wouldn't have survived. They'd be filled in by now. But still, it's very eerie. So as you walk along this path through the trees, you start seeing these they're kind of almost natural looking caves, but they're not. They're dugouts that the shelters carved to keep themselves out of the way of shell fire, and apparently they're just filled up with water constantly and rats and all that good stuff. There's a little bit of trench work up here,
And as we'll see, there is another rather picturesque, it has to be said, firing position down here, or observation post anyway. So most of the fighting here was in 1915, in the early part, in January, February 1915. And yeah, well, it is one of those oddly beautiful places with a very dark history, but the view from up here is just sensational. This particular spot is a French lookout bunker. You're not allowed to go in it because apparently it's got a hole in the ground that goes down about 5 meters and then you'll just never be found again. But again, covered in barbed wire, slowly rusting away out in the hills. Right, I'm going to head back to the bike now. I haven't really got time to explore the rest of Hartmannswillerkopf, but it's very interesting. I'll certainly come back when it's less hot and I'm not wearing quite so much motorbike clothing. I'm absolutely dripping as I head back down this old French observation trench line. It's nuts. You don't have to pay to come in, it's totally free. You just have to be prepared to climb up a big hill and sweat slightly, as I found out. And bring your good shoes as well, because it's a bit steep, a little bit treacherous underfoot. Right. Back to the bike. I'm too dark, you can't see me.
Since my last update, walking around that forest, I got lost in that forest for like 45 minutes and it's about 30 degrees and I was wearing all of my motorbike gear, carrying my helmet and cameras, and I got so sweaty. It was it was absolutely shameful. There was one point where I could only go up. I had to go up several, what felt like miles, very steep woodland, until I got out. I thought I might discover some leftover German First World War soldiers who hadn't been told the war had finished or something. I was that lost. It's quite entertaining though. So if you do go to was it Hartmannswillerkopf, don't get lost, especially if it's 30 degrees and you're wearing full bike gear, because you'll just dehydrate like I did. But anyway, I've just had a delicious bottle of water and the local Alsatian cola brand. But anyway, I'm heading back to my Airbnb now. We'll sum up today. I might have a cheeky Macca's on the way and get a splash of fuel for tomorrow, which will probably be the next video in this series, where we do the northern Vosges mountains and head to Germany. See you in a bit with a Big Mac, hopefully, and 10 gallons of milkshake to pour down my neck, like, I don't know, Hulk Hogan spaffing all down your clothes. Now, I've only been properly touring for a day, and there is something that is new to me, having always done this as part of a group or with some mates. I am getting much more conversation. More people talking to me, more bikers pulling over when I'm filming and having a chat, whether they're French, whether they're German or Italian. I've had at least 3 good chats today in every language but English, and I don't get that in groups. I think when you're fucking hell, mate, when you're part of a motorbike group, you probably look quite intimidating. People don't want to come talk to you, but when you're on your own, they do. It's been really nice. I've met a man called Andre 3000, I've met a man called Georg, and they were both German actually. I started talking French to them and they were like, no, nein, leider nicht. My German's better than my French, as I said, but yeah, it's just a nice, I don't know, you feel like part of a biker community in Europe, kind of more than I do when I'm in the UK. But then I don't go to bike meets or anything, and I don't know, I don't feel like there's quite the same bike culture in the UK. It's a bit more chav, isn't it? But Georg made a good point that, I think it's Georg, that all the bikers are old. There are no young people in Europe getting into bikes, which is a whinge I've had in the UK several times. You just wonder about the next generation, where it's going to come from, when the older generation like me have punted themselves off this mortal coil on an M1000. Yeah, this is definitely the road that gave me my fear of downhill hairpins when I first came to Europe. It's a hairpin after hairpin. And there's no point going to Banzai on the straights, because all you have to do is slam on the anchors for the next one of these. Luckily the road surface is pretty good. What a glorious evening. What a lovely day on planet Earth. Oh, look at this tarmac. Feel those brakes. It's like an ABBA song. Feel the beat from the sport brakes. Lovely. Sorry, I would wave, but I'm braking really hard. Hello, he's doing a wee! Way! He's got his willy out. I mean, you don't do a piss in the middle of a hairpin bend unless you want someone to see your willy, do you? Or your vajayjay. Strange world. So I'm going to test out a really high-end eatery I've just heard about on TripAdvisor. It's traditional French cuisine. Very excited to try some... Oh, well, it's McDonald's. I'll just go there instead. Do fancy a McChicken sandwich. It's not ugly, is it? It's not an ugly part of the world. That's probably not the word I would choose to use. Even though there's a cast on the top of every hill as well. I wouldn't call it ugly. It's different. I'm taking a slightly new way back to the Airbnb, and it's very the P word, not penis. It's not very penis, nor is it very porpoise. I would describe it as possibly aesthetically pleasing. It's nice. It's golden hour. I just went past the church, which was donging while bathed in the golden glow of the Lord's orb, not my testicles, the sun. And now it's going to be a sprint to the finish. It's not. It's going to be riding within the rules. Well, as much within the rules as the French people do, which is not at all. Great road. Oh, a van. Yeah. God, I love this thing. I love how it sounds. It makes me horny. Surface is so good. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Right, this is the end of the first day exploring the southern Vosges. Hopefully that was entertaining, or at least helpful if you're planning on coming here. And I just so recommend it. It kind of knocks the Black Forest into a cocked hat for me. The roads are more varied, there's better views, the sight lines are better around the corners, there are more places to eat, they are open on a weekend, there are fewer police. Didn't see a single one today, not that you should be breaking the law. And I just really love it. It's really beautiful. And there's some interesting history as well. So obviously we started out at the Memorial de Lingenkopf, and then we went to the Grand Ballon, did the route to Crete. That was just, even on a busy Saturday, it was sublime. On a bike, in a fast car, yeah, you'd probably be struggling to overtake everything, but on a bike it was just amazing. And then of course we ended up at the other place that I can't remember, Hartmannswillerkopf or whatever it was, where I got lost in the woods. But that was also very interesting. I just wish I had a bit more time to explore. But yeah, thank you for watching. If this has been helpful, please give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because I've got day 2 coming very soon, where we go to the northern Vosges and explore some more historical stuff and do some more riding, sensible riding. And then day 3 will be in Germany. So yeah, do subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Go down to the comments and leave me the French word for too much smelly cheese makes Tim sad. Goodbye.